which side you're on?
Which side you're on. That's
How
the
can we
thing
tell?
you have to know.
Maybe this
That's
one.
precisely, you have to look for that. That's the interventricular sulcus.
Interventricular sulcus. So this side does not have that diagonal stripe. This right here. Okay, so that tells us what? We're looking at it from the front or the back?
Ventral.
Ventral.
What you're doing is you're looking for this.
Okay.
So the heart, there it is. This is the interventricular sulcus. This is the ventral surface of the heart. This is as if you're looking into your kitty.
Right.
So once you know that, if this is the ventral surface, you know this is the right side of the heart and this is the left side of the heart.
Yes.
But that, without that, you have to use a lot of other landmarks. So once you know that, then everything's straightforward as far as right versus left. Because if you open the heart and just keep everything in check, this is the right ventricle,
Yes.
and this is the left ventricle.
Right.
Also the wall, left ventricle is very thick wall. Right ventricle is not nearly as thick because the right ventricle only pumps blood to the lungs. The left ventricle is pumping blood to the whole body. So it's a much stronger chamber. And you can do the same thing. Here's the right auricle, little ear of the heart. Here's the left auricle, so really sort of left atrium from the heart. And so you can do the chambers. Once you know right versus left, you know this is the right side of the heart, you know this is the left side of the heart. Once you know that, you can name everything else. You can work your way through it.
Yes.
And then the only other thing is looking at all these things in the top of the heart.
All the holes. Yeah.
What are the holes?
So is this the superior vena cava?
It probably was there. I wouldn't want to call that the superior vena cava, but that's probably where it was.
Is this the aorta?
Well, what you want to do is, if you think this is the aorta, which it's not, but okay, what you would do is pass the probe down it and see where does the probe come out. That's really a branch off of this.
Oh. Okay.
But, okay, we can still figure out then what that is. But this is the aorta. But if we think it's the aorta, you slide the probe down it gently. Slide. And if it's the aorta, there we go. Where is the probe going to end up?
In the atrium. In the left atrium? Right atrium. Ventricle. Because it comes
Okay.
from the bottom to the top.
Yeah, we want
Yes.
ventricle. So it should be, if this is the aorta, the probe should be in the left ventricle. And the probe is going into the left ventricle.
Oh, I see.
So this is the aorta. If this is the aorta, what's this? We said that comes off of this.
Brachiocephalic?
It's the brachiocephalic artery
Okay.
coming up. So it would be going off like this,
Mm-hmm.
and the aorta's doing this.
Right.
So then the next thing is, where's the pulmonary trunk? Well, there's only one other hole left. If this is the pulmonary trunk, we slide the probe down it. It should come out in the right ventricle.
Right.
And somewhere, it's pretty far in there. I can feel it with my finger. There's the probe.
I see.
So I've just threaded it back down. So this is the pulmonary trunk. It's hidden by a bunch of fat, but this is the pulmonary trunk.
Okay.
Here's the aorta. The pulmonary trunk, as this shows, crosses in front of the aorta. So when you're looking at the heart from a ventral surface, the pulmonary trunk sits here. The aorta is behind it, always. And so you just look, once you have one, you know where the others are. You probably will not find this on these hearts. It's on the cow heart. These branches, we're not going to find, because they've cut them too close to the heart, so it's really not going to be there. The fact that the brachiocephalic is there is surprising, but it fits. I mean, we roll the heart a little bit. It fits. Here's the aorta, and here's the brachiocephalic.
Right.
Here's the pulmonary trunk, and just clip it right about here.
Okay.
And there's the pulmonary trunk. And so it's all about knowing this, the interventricular sulcus.
Yes.
Once you spot it, then everything else falls in place from there. And so if you're looking at the heart this way and say, I don't see it, turn the heart over. And so any of the hearts you get out of the bucket, look for this first.
Okay.
And then you can confirm it if the heart's open like this. You can say this chamber's smaller, the wall here is
Thinner.
This is a bigger chamber, it's a very thick wall. It's consistent with the idea this is the left ventricle, that's the right ventricle.
Perfect.
Very straightforward.